everyone, it's Athena. Welcome back to my channel. And I'm doing the Tuesday, the 26th of November reading for today. Yes? Okay. So I just want to touch upon, because we're getting ready to start like full-blown holiday season here. I just want to touch on the issue of how sometimes we can remain in our negative, selves, right? And how can we like get out of a negative feelings, which sometimes just are overbearing, right? And what's it caused? Like psychologically, what is it? So what it is psychologically is that we are denying the present self, the present time, the now, right? So that's what's happening. We get these negative emotions which make us imbalanced through our own unease, feelings of anxiety, tension, stress, worry, things like that cause and are all forms of fear, because we're too much in the future and or in the past and not in the present. Okay? So guilt, regret, resentment, sadness, grief, and bitterness even, right? To the point where we are non-forgiving. This all of those emotions that are negative, that are ego driven, is just because we are too much in the past and not enough in the present moment, which we are going to be giving thanks on for each moment that we have on Thanksgiving, right? Those who celebrate Thanksgiving in the United States. Okay, so let's try to remain in the present moment, because every moment that we have is indeed a present. Okay, let's see what's happening for today. What does the universe want to share with us for the 26th of November? One more shuffle. All right. Perfect. Okay, let's see what's happening for today. All right, November 26th, 2019. The Wheel, beautiful. Karmic cycles ending and new ones beginning. The Wheel of Life. The wheel of knowledge that takes us from one decade to another, from one understanding paradigm shift to another. Within like the last 4 years might be significant. The 4th of the month in December may be significant, right? May be the start where a lot of people begin again, right? What else do I get with this card? Transforming of life. Life transformation is what I hear, right? A new cycle. It's beautiful. A new cycle will begin. Okay. I'll go back to that after I see a couple more cards out, because I see some other things that it might also be representation of. Going within now. Or are you in need of going within? Sometimes the hermit is not just the one that is in meditation or needs to retreat or retract or just take a time for self. Maybe this is the time where many are going to reflect upon their own inner self, their own inner light, right? And this is what is being asked for us to do. Now that this new shift of energy is happening, right? The karmic cycle is now changing. It's going into a new paradigm of energy field where karmic lessons have been learned, karmic energy, karmic debts have been paid, and now we are in meditative state, right? For the holidays, being meditative, being devoted to what? To self, right? The light within, always keeping the light within, which it always is. It's always on. It's always part of us and within us. And what's interesting, which I just realized, that I don't know if you can see, on the hermit's, on the light of the hermit's staff is the same star. It's this one right here. It holds the same, it has the same, hold on, sorry. It has the same image of that star. This is the star, which is interesting because December readings is all about the star. Whatever that star is to you, we are the light. We are the stars. And that's what December is all about. The light that we seek is within us because we are all stars, which is really interesting because this is what all my readings, the thread of my readings for December is about: the star and the faith. Lovely. Very lovely. So as we make the crossroad, as we make the entrance into a new road, we are or were at a crossroads. Now the opening is there for us abundantly, waiting with expansion, growth, right? Self-esteem, all of it. Knowingness, imagination of what's coming. This is like expansion and like self-esteem to, to the 10, right? We have 2 10s. So the introspective light of your star within you, the star within you, because that's what this is, between the karmic cycle and this gateway, going through this gateway, is all about the light within you and the light of abundance of that which brings you personal power and expansion, right? You are your own light. So you're shining your light now for all to see, which might be for some that this applies to, might be for like your new pathway. Your new pathway is to shine your light with the knowledge that you have achieved and attained for others to see and to grow with. You're going to be helping others to grow through their times of trouble, right? So others need your light. That's what I'm hearing. This is a change and it's also the change of self. This is your changing your own self-image. Because why? Because you're not fighting. Maybe some of you are fighting this introspection and fighting this feeling of, you are needing to recognize that you are shining your light now for all to see, right? And you could have like internal, mind craziness. But if you stay within your own self and always be the enlightened one, right? Then anyone else, external or internal, is just going to bow away. It just goes away because you are the one that's lighting the way for others. This is the others that don't get it. They don't get you, or you're fighting against your own self. Apply it to where this bodes for your life. And this is something that you've been very diligent and loyal in expanding yourself in your own self, image. You know, the image of what you show the world now is going to be a lot different than what it was before, right? You're coming from a whole new, different place, right? This is all going to go away. Because when people around you, if this is external to you, people around you, you become the enlightened one, people don't get it. And this has been something that after, you know, this is a number 7. So after a lot of worry and, you know, obsessively thinking, this is taking action now to be what you've always wanted and waited for. To be the enlightened one, to show the way. The enlightened one who gets down on their knees and prays for what? Prays for their light to be shown, their ways to grow from what you've learned from, where you've been, and now where you are. This is where you've been, and this is who you are. You have become, right? Beautiful. And you've put a lot of hard work into this. And you've been very loyal and diligent to your own craft, which has now given you a masculine and feminine balancing of self, which it's beautiful. You will now balance yourself out. Because why? You got out of your mind crap. The crap that goes on, that's all based on ego, fear, guilt, bitterness, regret. All of that goes away. Why? Because it's not worthy of your time and energy. There it is. You're working on something much more adhering to who you have now become. And it's going to show in the month of December. A lot of the enlightened ones are going to come out and start really seeing their own, they're going to be seen by others in their own truth. And they're going to light the way for others to show others. There it is. So many of you enlightened ones will be showing and teaching others what you've been through, right? Trying to express and explain your journey so that the others that are following, because we're all on the same journey, just a different path to get to the same place. But successfully, you are going to be able to show others through your example of how you've gotten to where you're at and the process, right? It helps. It really helps, doesn't it? If someone would be able to school us on some of the the things that, if this was taught in school, the wisdom that we attain, right? It would just be so nice if these things were taught as lessons, life lessons in school, but they're not. And some things can't really be taught, right? Some things must be experienced. The hermit can't explain exactly what has gone on, but can explain through the wisdom, because the hermit is the enlightened one. So this wisdom is going to branch out into the world and enlighten others in whatever way that is. Is it through, it's an action-based orientation of action, right? So through someone's actions, perhaps, you will learn. Through someone else explaining it to you, you may learn, or at least get some kind of a grounding of what is to come or what is expected. If that makes sense. Okay. Let's get a few cards on this. It's really a beautiful reading. Grounding. Re-establishing a new foundation completely from the ground up. Stability right here. We are branching out into a whole new It's a whole new you. It's a whole new you. It's the process of grounding, stability, and now it's here to show you the balance that you have attained through the heart chakra of healing. Okay? It gives you now a knowing. The hermit is the intuitive one. The hermit knows already. The internal one is you, who is the knower. This is the observer, observing your life through a knowingness, right? The intuition and the hermit, both their eyes are closed because they already know. They have internal knowledge. It's already been given to them, which it's all of us. We've all been given this knowledge to go within. Then you grab that knowledge from within and then you share it with others. You enlighten others. Okay? And this had to come after a time of healing. And then you will, okay, so now the universe is telling us this will be through communication. Channels of communication will show others, will enhance others, will enlighten others. This. Also, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 2. We have a progression. 2, 3, 4, and 5. We have a progression, and that's exactly how it's going to happen. Someone has gone within, has observed their life, has been enlightened. It's taken a while for this to happen and to gain a sense of balance. Many people are going to be not getting it. All right? So the naysayers will go away. The internal mind, the egoic mind, goes away. As hard as it may fight, it cannot fight over this knowingness and this the mystical one. You can't change that. There is no other way about it. Even if it's an internal fight, it's one that will be won because it's won by the heart. The heart will wins over the ego, basically. Okay, one more card. Okay, so obstacles, of course, have been in the way of this change happening. People have to take the leap of faith to know that their life won't be the same from now on, right? There's 2 5s here. 3 5s. Oh, excuse me. Now we have 3 5s here. 3 5s. So, major changes. Do not go against the grain. Just take the leap of faith. Okay? That's what that is. Do not go against the grain. Go with the flow. Let it happen as it will. The third eye chakra is knowingness. Do not be clouded by negativity or negative thinking or confused. Okay? This could be sleep issues, etc. But if you're not thinking negatively, which we talked about, when this is blocked, it's negative thinking. It's confusion. So do not allow this to do anything else but give you the knowledge that you need. Because when it becomes positive, it turns into your vision of what your life is going to look like, which is going to be a whole new shift of self. You're going to lead the way. The solar plexus is just about being aggressive and angry and shame, and all of this is just exactly about all the negativity that I spoke about in the intro. Why is it here? To show you what the negativity tries to do, the form of ego tries to get the best of us. But if you get out of the past and take a leap of faith into your future, you will be successful. And you've waited a long time for this. You will be in harmony with self. Okay? Masculine, feminine, you may even meet your other half after a time of getting yourself balanced. This is a balancing also. It's a whole new foundation that you are working to get. So you are now becoming a whole person. Masculine and feminine meet together, right? Big changes, 3 5s. We have a 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 here, which is progression. All right, so we're progressing into a whole new cycle. That's what this is. And some could be meeting their soul counterpart. Now that this has happened, it's a whole new life. This is a whole new life for many. A whole new light. I love it. I love when that happens. This is a whole new light of life. So take that information and use it as your heart expands into a whole new cycle of your life that is going to be this. Abundant happiness, you who lead the way, you who show the way, you who have personal power of your own stability within your own foundation, within and without, meaning within you and external to you, right? Meaning, let me show you because I want you to understand that. This is the internal you and this is the external you. You are building one, the wise one is the higher self, right? And this is you, the external self. You are building a whole new paradigm, a whole new cycle, a whole new foundation for your life. You are becoming the stable one, and others will see that, right? And others will see the work that you've put in that has stabilized you by taking the leap of faith and not allowing the naysayers to take hold of you or your ego, right? So getting out of all of that becomes then effortless when you go and use your knowingness that when your heart expands, you're on the right track. Beautiful. That's really wow. Okay. So taking that leap of faith, starting over, new cycles, communicating to all about what your higher self has learned and taking that knowledge into your future, a beautiful future of light and love. Okay, one card. Devotion. You have been devoted to self to the point where you have taken out all the negativity of your life and devoted yourself to you. You trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment's been recognized. You are loved unconditionally. And this is where you have gotten to the place of one. The oneness in you is now a new shift that's happening in your life. You become whole. The circle of life, now you are whole. You devoted yourself to yourself by working on you. This is the devotion, the mystical one, right? The hermit is the mystical one. The guru, your guru, is telling you that you've worked hard on yourself and now it's time for a whole new life, a whole new situation, and you will lead the way to show and help others. Have a great day.